I have come here today wanting to speak to you because it is important for you to realize that the information that you heard today can cause you to go into a state of fear. I want to talk to you about the state of fear because it is a very debilitating state as far as we are concerned. Fear creates a negativity that resides in the body. It creates a condition where you become disconnected with our world because the fear has taken over your thought processes and your whole being, your thinking, your breathing. It's all resides in that state. The information presented today is to help, more or less to help you to make preparations and to live without fear. Because if you think about it, what are you really fearful of? If the earth changes take place and you are caught in a spot where that's being changed, and for some reason what will happen to you is that your life on the earth plane will cease. But that doesn't mean that your life ceases. It just means that your being will go into another dimension, into a higher frequency, into a dimension where there is more peace and understanding, if you have created that by the way you lived your life. So, and the fear that can engulf you and encapsulate you is really the fear of social consciousness. It's the fear of most people who walk through their lives fearful of death. The great Master Jesus, who came to the earth 2,000 years ago, came to the earth to liberate people from the fear of death. Unfortunately, the religions that were created after his life experience kind of took that message, and yes, they preach that there's an afterlife, but they say to get to that afterlife, you need them. Well, that's not really the case. You do not need them. What you need to focus on at this point is for you to be living in the alignment of the earth and in alignment with spirituality. And if you live in that alignment, you will be guided to more safe places. But if for some reason you do not, the worst that can happen to you is that you leave the earth plane. And that in itself, as you know, is not a scary thing, because you're not off into some eternal damnation of hellfires that are going to burn forever and ever, and you're going to be stuck there in agony for all of eternity. You know that that does not exist. You know that that life that exists in the world of spirit is a life of peace and harmony, and a land of happiness and knowledge and spirituality. So that is not something to be fearful of. Death is no longer to be feared. So there is nothing to be afraid of, because the biggest fear that most people have is of death. And you have the knowledge of freeing you from that fear. So do not get caught up, oh my God, what am I going to do if this happens, if that happens? Just walk your truth, live your truth, prepare, make as many preparations as you can for the turmoil that's going to happen, but don't live in fear, because it is fear that will send you into turmoil. It is fear that will disconnect you from your spiritual guidance. So just bless the things that are going to happen. The thing that most people are afraid of is what you could then stand there and bless and say, hallelujah, it's finally here. After all these eons of time, we're in the time of great peace, of great harmony that's coming to the earth. So do not be afraid, do not be fearful, but be in line with the change. Be in line with what's going to happen on this plane, and be in line and knowing that if the worst case scenario happens, you're going to end up in a wonderful place, whether it's on this plane or the higher vibrations of the spirit world. It's so really, what is there to fear? Fear is just a human emotion that's created around ignorance, and you have the knowledge to cancel out that ignorance. So do not live in a fearful atmosphere for the next year or the next couple of years. You live in a atmosphere of knowingness, of knowing who you are, of knowing what you know, of knowing the spiritual truths, of living those spiritual truths, and then you will just be walking through this transition as peacefully as it can be done. We leave you in our peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.